What's up, guys? I'm just a gamer, and I'm back with another reaction video. The overview trailer for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 dropped yesterday, along with the Bruja Clan trailer, but for whatever reason, I didn't get a chance to check it out or react to it yesterday, so I'm doing it now. And again, if you've been following me, you know that the Bloodlines 2 is a game I'm very curious about and very interested in. I'm really hoping I get a chance to play it next month. But that being said, I know there has been some controversy surrounding it with like some of the playable clans not being available in the base game. That you have to buy them through DLC or like the premium edition of the game. But just from the little bit I saw, like the description of this trailer, that it looks like they've walked some of that back. So I'm very curious to see what other changes or things are happening with this overview trailer. So yeah, enough of me talking. Let's get into it. Base game content. Oh, we get a map. We get to look at the map.
Take me where you want. Wow, you're like a fucking dream or something.
The Bruja. Tremere. Banu Hakim. Ooh, I need to go back and look at that. Ventru. La Sombra. The Toreador.
Will not resist. It's not often I see someone new in my city. Tell me your story, and we shall see if we are
Bunch of different decisions.
or not.
I found that asking the cabinets real nicely make all the difference.
Well, if it isn't my favorite flatfoot. Hey, Philomena, I never can resist a well-packed set of suspension files.
That's something I'm more curious about.
One sexy piece. Need someone to keep you warm tonight?
Additional content.
You've made a powerful enemy today, sign.
Parallel narratives.
Figures they replace me with some schmuck who walks their shit.
Oh.
Is our work not sublime? Not all Toreador are painted equal.
Oh. Cool. Okay. I see something. Okay. Very interesting. Definitely want to go back and rewatch this and see some things here and there. Okay, so off the bat, it looks like, again, very nice to see the map here. Let's go back real quick. Really nice of them to show. So you do have quite a bit of areas to explore and see in this world. Obviously, it's not going to be. I didn't expect the game. I did not expect the game to be, super gigantic. But it's still nice to see that it is actually quite large. It's not by any means small, unless these are just fast travel points and you can't actually walk these streets. But I don't think that's the case. I think you can actually like physically, because they show you like flying and navigating the city. So yeah. Point is, I'm glad to see that map is quite big. And then yeah, going back to, it looks like the clans are all going to be playable in the, off the bat. None of them are tied behind the DLC or the premium content like it was before. But which ones they were, I'm not sure. The Bruja, obviously we knew. Tremere we knew. The Venetru we knew. The Banu Hakim, this one I didn't know. I haven't seen. And they're assassins, mediators, and lawmen. And they're and I think somebody told me it was not celerity. It wasn't clarity. It was celerity, like celery, but you just say reti at the end. Celerity, blood sorcery. So interesting. They can do blood sorcery similar to the Tremere, and then obfuscate, which is obviously the invisible, which we see later on. The Venetru we knew. The La Sombra. I'm assuming that's La Sombra. Shadows, turncoats, traitors. Well, that doesn't sound very flattering. Dominate, potent, and oblivion. And then the Turador. This one we also knew, but I don't think we've seen it yet. Celerity and presence. And then these are just a bunch of decisions. I was born in luxury, release artist, traveler, warrior, survivor. Proc. You know, give you basically telling your backstory, like building your backstory by answering these questions. And then this is the part that this is the thing I'm most curious about, that they've really kept close to their chest, is like the Fabian, the guy in your head, that he's a detective, or a pseudo, like he a would be detective. And it looks like we actually do get to see him a bit in the game, or that could just be Fire's hand doing that. But yeah, so I'm curious to know like how much of his like how many mysteries it'll be for you to solve, or is it just his mystery and that's it? You know, I'm curious to see if like you can actually be a detective, you know, for other things outside of like your own story with Fire or his story. I wonder if there's going to be like missions or, you know, mysteries you can solve outside of the main story, basically. And obviously, this is the traversal I was talking about. So yeah, there we can clearly, that map is clearly, we can like navigate it. And then here, Santa Monica Memories is a content pack, which I'm guessing is just like a whole, like, which I thought was like, oh, it's just like a little extra story, a little extra thing, but maybe it's an extra, because then it goes into this where it shows, no, these are the extra stories. So yeah, this, I can see why people are a bit like put off, just because these two seem to be like main characters of the game. Like this guy here, the loose cannon, who's a Bruja. We see him, and he's actually the first one we come across, and he's actually the actual one we talk to that helps us build our story, and he's not, like, his story's not part of the main game. Kind of weird. Same thing. I don't know about the lady here. We've seen her in the trailers before as well, so we know she's in the game. But yeah, it's like, so their stories are like automatically separate, which is, I can see why people are a bit put off by that. And the game makes me wonder, what the heck is the content pack for the Santa Monica Memories? Like, is that not an extra story? Is that like an extra area, an extra location? Like, but it also at the same time, I don't know. It's weird. It has me a bit confused, because these, it literally says, oh, they're story content. They're a story pack. So yeah, and then same thing. Explore Isabella's story. So it's like, you know, strange. And the premium edition gets all of it off the rip. See, like, depending on the stuff, depending on things, the two I'm most interested in are the story pack. Santa Monica Memories, you know, depending on what it is, I may not care for it. If it's just literally like a location you could explore but has no real relevance to it, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird. The fact that Santa Monica Memories is content, while Loose Cannon and Flower and Flame is story. So what the hell is Santa Monica Memories? Obviously different locations. That's obviously obfuscate, where you can turn invisible. That's the charge from the Bruja that we saw yesterday. And just limited physical edition, which is nice. But I'm already having trouble getting the money for the base game. Let's not jump the gun on a physical edition. But still, very cool, very interesting, and lot to lot to wonder about. Alright guys, that was the overview trailer for Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. And yeah, they showed some really interesting stuff there, a lot of new things. Obviously, like I said before, like all 6 clans are going to be playable from the base game. I know I think 2 of them were locked behind paywalls originally, but now, you know, because of blowback and negative reactions, they've, you know, put them just all playable from the rip, which I appreciate because like similar, like unlike let's say Diablo, where the base game drops you know, the classes there, which are barbarian, monk, wizard, blah blah blah, and then future DLCs introduce new characters. This one was like all the clans were just ready and available, but they just put 2 of them behind paywalls, which I can understand why people were pissed off about that. And then obviously, like I was saying before, like they showed off, you know, different questionnaires and how you can build your character through the dialogue. Obviously, they showed off more of the clans that we haven't seen yet. Maybe we'll get, hopefully we'll get character clan trailers for them sometime soon. And yeah, but the thing I was confused by is the extra DLC content, because like, again, and Loose Cannon and the Flower and the Flame, it literally says their story content, which in their like, I guess, stories for, you know, those characters in the game. But then what the hell is Santa Monica Memories, which it just says content pack? Like, is that just a story that's not connected to any of the characters, and like a location that you can go to? Like, is it a whole new like little area that's maybe blocked off in the base game that you can explore in that DLC? You know, I'm a little iffy on the things, because again, I can understand the story pack, like what it means with that, with like, hey, these people's stories are, you know, are explorable through this DLC. I get that. But the content pack, that was the one I'm like not sure about. But as I was saying before, I can also be like, I can see why some people are maybe upset with the Loose Cannon and the Flame and the Flower, like, because those characters are clearly in the game, they're clearly important characters in the game, and the fact that their stories are locked behind, you know, DLC is a bit like, wait, what? Because even like I said before, like the Loose Cannon guy, who I think his name is Benji, but something, the guy who was a Bruja with the glasses, he's like, I looks like the first like main character we interact with, who we like, you know, build our character through the dialogue with him. We build our character's like a past and history. So it's weird that his story is locked behind a paywall. I can't say the same about Isabella, or I can't remember her name. But yeah, it's kind of weird that him specifically, since he's such a like, he's like he's the person that helps build your character, his story is locked behind DLC. So again, I can understand why people are upset, but at the same time, you know, this game's been in development for a while. They probably need the funds, and you know, I don't know. It's a hard line to navigate, what to make DLC and what to not. I have no experience, I can't say, but regardless, this was cool. I'm excited, especially excited to see more of the clan trailers now that we like showed some of them off here. I'm very interested, so yeah, it looks cool, and honestly, I'm really hoping I get the chance to play. But those are my thoughts, that's my reaction. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like or comment down below. I'd appreciate any and all feedback. Subscribe. I alternate streaming between Twitch and YouTube because I have not figured out multi-streaming. So if you'd like, you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/justagamering, all together in word, or you can click the link below. And on YouTube, just hit that notification bell to know when I go live. But what are your thoughts on this overview trailer? What are your thoughts on all 6 clans being playable now? What are your thoughts? Like, do you know what the difference between the content pack and the story pack is? I mean, what is exactly the content pack? If you know, let me know in the comments down below. Also, what are your thoughts on like the you know, one of the some of the main characters in the game, like their stories being locked behind paywall? What are your thoughts on that as well? Again, no wrong answers. I can understand if you're upset, and I can understand if you don't care. But either way, let me know in the comments down below. Would love to hear from you. But regardless, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care and have a good game.